Okay, welcome to Papa's Garage. Um, as you can see, I jumped right into putting the valve covers on, putting the intake manifold on. If you want to go see it somewhere, there's about a million places you can see it. Like I said, this one was definitely different. I got gaskets, intake gaskets with this kit. When I put those gaskets on, I could actually see air through the port. I could see metal, so the ports were too big for this manifold, which I thought was interesting. I did happen to have a set of good gaskets, so good Felpros, so I put good Felpros on it and then cranked everything down. But everything is ready on the long block. The only thing I need to do next is put my balancer on, water pump. I have a 1990 1500 pickup truck, V6 4.4. Is it a 4.3? But all the accessory drive on it, it's a serpentine system, and all the accessory drive on it will be going on the front of this one. I have one out of a Blazer on the Nova motor now, but I want to send this out and have all the pulleys chromed and everything chrome plated so it looks all pretty before I install it on the engine. I want to give kudos to Amazon. I got a kit, a bolt kit from them that has every single bolt that you would use for putting together your engine. Like water pump, I've got valve covers, intake manifold. They're all stainless, so make sure you're using some anti-seize on all of them. But it definitely makes them look a lot nicer, makes the whole system look a lot nicer. I did have to use the ones that came with the valve cover, or the timing cover, because there's a very thin area. You couldn't fit a bolt in there if you wanted to, so it's all Allen screwed. And I'd have done the same with everything, but it gets real pricey, and I like the feel of the bolt when you're tightening as opposed to the Allen heads. But yeah, they've got every single bolt you can possibly imagine. I think this cost me less than $25, so definitely a good investment for you if you're doing it. Valves are all latched and ready to go for first fire up. Once I spend 20 minutes breaking the cam in, then I'll pull the valve covers, readjust everything, and make sure everything's cool. The only thing I have to do now is I have to run the water jacket. There are two ports here instead of the passageway that a normal small block has on its intake manifold, because this is set up both ways. So I'll have to run an AN line back here in the back, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it. Distributor's got two different bolt set up for both sides, so that's great. I have two sensor holes here. I'll run my fan with one and the temperature gauge with the other, so that definitely takes care of that issue. But overall, pretty much everything is done on the Nova motor. I didn't use I didn't use the China gaskets. I used Right Stuff gasket material, or gasket maker, instead of the gaskets. They're cork gaskets. They get hot and they corrode. And if you look at the motor, that motor, you'll see that they leaked the old cork gaskets. So everybody says use the Right Stuff. You can use the gray or the black. So I chose both of them are oil resistance. That's all you have to make sure of. This is the 90-minute gasket sealer. They've got some stuff that's like 30 seconds or a minute or something. I don't want to do that because then I'm committed to doing it and doing it now, and would have run into an issue, like I said, with that intake manifold gasket that these things came with. Those things are just junk. So if you do get this top-end kit, do chuck the gaskets that come with it and use the ones you've got in your rebuild kit. The Felpros are way better. The only other gasket that I changed out was the pan gasket. I went to the full rubber. It's the whole thing. It's the Felpro. Makes it so you don't have to worry about it leaking between the little grooves, because you've got the one seal that goes over, then you've got a cork, and then you've got another seal and a cork. This one goes all the way around the whole thing. If you don't know what it is, get one. They have it with little steel sleeves in it, so you can't crush the gasket. So it makes it really, really good. A really good, really good product. Intake manifold, I'm going to be putting a 2-inch spacer on it before I even change over put the holly on it. Distributor. I'm going to look around and see if I can find it. I've got the big HEI aftermarket one. I want to try to get the smaller one. I like it better, and the way it fits in the Nova, the big one is real close to the back wall, and I really don't like that. So not an issue there, but overall, I skipped you guys through a bunch of it, but it is pretty much done. Got to put my balancer on the front. Thought I had a balancer install tool, and I don't, so got to go rent one just to put it on there, but it's a real simple install and real simple kit. She just slides right on the keyway, which is in place. And if I can find it. What degrees? That's 360 degrees easy. There it is down there. Oh, come on, you. There she goes. So I got to finish sucking it all the way in. Water pump, I've already got a reverse rotation on the Nova now that I just bought a few months back. That'll go right on this. It's already painted and everything good to go. The only thing I do need to do is I do need to clean the plate, and there are no serial numbers on this block, so I need to stamp in the serial numbers from the Nova's engine, so I'll have two identically serial numbered cars or motors. Got spark plugs coming. Need to order an oil filter. I have my oil right over there, my braking oil. So pretty much there. So that's kind of give you a little bit of an update on the progress that I've made so far. But yeah, pretty soon it's getting closer. Only took 25 years to find a home for this crankshaft. And that's about it. Follow me, like and follow so that you'll see all the videos that I post. There's a bunch of them. Guys, have a good one.